Bookstahuda! Hi, it's Sandy. Today I have a haul for you. I haven't actually done a haul in what feels like a while. Have I done one yet this month? Maybe. Anyway, I've got quite a stack of books for you and a couple of CDs, which I'll start off with first. Because I saw La La Land a while back and it's so good and the music is so catchy that I had to get... I mean, this is the one that you can get on MP3 and this one is the score, which you couldn't get by MP3, so I bought them both. And now my computer refuses to import either of them, so I have to do the old-fashioned way and listen to the actual CDs in like my car or on my stereo downstairs. But if you haven't seen La La Land, if it's still in theaters, I recommend it. There's a lot of references to the movie Casablanca, which is my dad's favorite movie, which I wasn't expecting to see references to that in this movie, but if you were wanting to pick up the physical CDs, these are really beautiful. So many CDs these days like just give you a disc and not any kind of cool packaging. Both of these are beautiful. Oh, the CDs downstairs, but like they have really nice jackets, if that's what they're called, inserts. You know, this one looks nice too. The CD itself is beautiful. Just top quality, top notch. First book I have to show you is my last Christmas present from Erin Dillman. Kirsty Logan's The Rental Heart. I did a little bit about what I've been thinking of reading this so far in my last weekly reading vlog. I really like it. I'm taking a break so I can read for Diversathon now, but I do really love this. I can't wait to get back to it. So I have a very nice library. The day when Kendra and I went to the library to just, like our main library downtown, because it's just a really beautiful building and she'd never been before. They have a kind of tiny thrift shop and I picked up some really awesome books there. I found Carrie Fisher's Shockaholic. Looks in pretty good shape. It's, you know, it's sad that I'm reading this after she's passed away, but I'm really looking forward to reading it because I enjoyed Princess Diarist so much. Also picked up Nora Ephron's Heartburn, which is her novel. I'm not sure if she has written more than one, but I love her essays. I've read most of the essays she's written, and I can't wait to read this. So yay, for a pretty awesome pink paperback. I don't have very many pink books, so that's pretty cool. I picked up a poetry book, which is not usually my thing. Pablo Neruda, which I've always wanted to read because Ted on How I Met Your Mother, it's his favorite poet. So this is the collection On the Blue Shore of Silence, Poems of the Sea, which I guess was put out after Pablo Neruda had passed away. This celebrates the centenary of the birth of Pablo Neruda. There he is, he died in 1973. I really like the sea. There's some really beautiful pictures in here too, or, you know, and they have the original language of the poem and the English translation on the side. It's just a really beautiful collection. I'm trying to read more poetry and I'm trying to, you know, read more diversely as well, so this will accomplish both things. The last book I picked up from the library in that kind of thrifty sale is Anne Lamott's Small Victories, Spotting Improbable Moments of Grace. So these are just really witty essays in Anne Lamott's voice. I really love her voice. Bird by Bird is one of my favorite books. That is this one. I read 130 pages while I got my haircut and I'm really glad I took it along, not only because my haircut took 3 hours, but also because it was just a really great read. There's some really nice moments in here. I have little tabs. It's a good book. So the night that we went to see Sing, which was a really cute movie, my fiance bought me a couple of books at Barnes & Noble. And these are inspired by a thing that I signed up for that I haven't told you guys about yet, but I'm really excited. So Jen Campbell, who has a wonderful booktube channel, I'm sure you're all subscribed to that, but she does writing workshops. I signed up for one of her poetry workshops in February, so I've taken one creative writing course in the past and that went really well. So I'm looking forward to that a lot. It starts February 10th and I am like all about getting back into writing now. So I picked up this giant book. I've started calling it the Lime Giant to myself. It's by Alice LaPlante, The Making of a Story. It's a Norton Guide to Creative Writing, which, just look at it. It's beautiful. It's a Norton. It's, you know, it's like $20. You'd think this would be like $80, but I feel like they had a lot of copies of this book too. I feel like this is a creative writing text. I read a little bit of it. Oh wait, how much did I actually read? Oh, I read a page and a half. Geez, but it felt like so much. It was so great, the page and a half that I read. Like, I underlined a ton. It just feels like a great book. I was a little worried because, you know, I have a master's in English, that it was going to be a little too beginner for me. I was worried that I was going to know everything in it, but oh, the hubris, you know. Writing is something that always can be improved upon, and this book sounds like it's great so far. A page and a half in, 2.5 pages. So I can't wait to get back to this. I don't know that I'll like read all of it because it is kind of laid out like a textbook. But the chapter I'm reading so far, well, I think I'm just reading the intro, which is what is this thing called creative writing? And it's literally defining creative writing. And it's such a, like, I love things that define things, so it's great. Ravenclaw. I will let you know. Maybe I'll do a whole video about this book, just like, is it worth it? Is it great? Has anyone else seen this book around? I'd never seen it before. I was just like, it's lime green and about writing, give me it. The other book I haven't opened yet, but it's Stephen King on writing. Phone call. So I picked up Stephen King's On Writing, a Memoir of the Craft. This apparently sells very well. I haven't actually read any Stephen King before, I don't think. I don't really like horror or anything, so it's not something I go to, but I know. I mean, he's like a really famous author, so he probably knows what he's talking about. I'm looking forward to reading this too, and putting it on my shelf with all my other books about writing that, you know, I've read like 1 out of 10, but still. We're going somewhere. Yeah, I'm gonna reorganize my bookshelves maybe tomorrow. That sounds really fun because I have enough books about writing now that I could have a whole shelf about books about writing, and that seems like fun. And the last 3 books are from Book Depository. I was waiting for these to come in before I made this video. First one is one I've been really looking forward to. It's an illustrated history of notable shadow hunters and denizens of Downworld by Cassandra Clare, illustrated by Cassandra Jean, part of the Shadowhunter universe. For those of you not familiar with this book, it's, oh, I opened up to church. It's kind of a, like, bio and, illustration of all of the characters in the Shadowhunter universe, because there are a lot to keep track of. Let's find one of my favorites. Jace. We'll go with Jace. So yeah, it has like a nice picture, and I love the drawing styles, like a bio. So yeah, it's great. One, I can't remember where I found out about this book, but I'm really looking forward to it. Well, it's called Fingersmith by Sarah Waters. It was turned into a BBC miniseries, which I have bookmarked to watch. Let me just read you the synopsis because I don't want to misspeak about it because I don't really know all that much, but I loved the cover. And it's one of David Bowie's 100 top books to read. So that's another, like, yay. London, 1862. So it's already my wheelhouse. It's like Victorian London. We're set. Sue Trinder, orphaned at birth, grows up among petty thieves, fingersmiths. Under the rough but loving care of Mrs. Suxby and her, quote, family. But from the moment Sue draws breath, her fate is linked to that of another orphan growing up in a gloomy mansion not too many miles away. So that doesn't really draw me in, but what I've heard is like magical pickpocketing lesbians is what I've heard so far. So if that doesn't draw you in, I don't know what will. Plus the cover. It's beautiful. Yes, and I can tell right now it's got English punctuation. Look at it. There. As so many yoga instructors say, let's finish where we began. With Kirsty Logan. I bought myself a portable shelter because Aaron Dillman and I want to read it together, so I finally got it, yay! This is a beautiful copy. It has the French flaps, which are turning out to be my favorite kind of books. It's the perfect mix of hardcover and softcover. So I see a mermaid flying around. I am ready, so yay! After Diverse with on Aaron, we can start in on this. We can try with the bone season. Let's give each other a page number to like hit. How about that? So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this haul. Books to Huda!